What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another SNA podcast, which is episode 175. Yeah, and this is the wrestling news part 66, where we're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Wrestle Talk article on December 14th, 2023.
He said vague, but I didn't hear nothing. I went all the way down to the room.
And coming right up, we got some details on WWE and Warner Bros. Discovery meeting, including Triple H and Nick Khan and more. It's a Triple H among a team of WWE executives who met with Warner Bros. Discovery this week to speak about a potential TV rights deal. During a recent report indicating that a deal for TV rights for Monday Night Raw will be finalized pretty soon, it was noted that a WWE deal with Warner Bros. Discovery isn't opened up what may have been a closed door. Mike Johnson of PW Insider has provided a few further details. The the recent meeting between WWE and WBD, noting that WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H and WWE President Nick Khan met with WBD Chief Revenue and Strategy Officer Bruce Campbell. Yeah, Bruce Campbell for several hours on Monday, December 11th. December 11th morning, and it said Johnson wrote, "This past Monday morning, TKO's Mark Shapiro, as well as WWE's Nick Khan and Paul Levesque, were in New York City at the Warner Bros. Discovery headquarters, meeting with WBD executive Bruce Campbell about potentially moving Monday Night Raw to the WBD family. Campbell holds the position of chief revenue and strategy officer. We are told that the WWE content, uh, content the contingent met with Campbell for several hours Monday a.m. with at least part of the meeting taking place in a conference room, usually reserved for David Zas, Zaslav, Zaslav, uh, and it says Warner Bros. Discovery owns channels the likes of TBS and TNT, the home of AEW Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. And also, I think they also own True TV as well. But anyways, Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel has previously discussed the media rights talks, uh, stating that they were having good conversations with a number of potential partners. Oh, and before I continue, to the CW, I believe. But I'll say, I don't think they'll put on a CW one. Excuse me, it's a 3 hour broadcast. And two, you're already putting NXT or already on there. And I think CW's limits of having like a show will be like the minimum is an hour, and then like a half hour to an hour, and then y'all saying half hour to an hour, and then there and I'll say, and then the maximum is 2 hours. I would say. So I'll say that's out of the picture. But anyways, it says Campbell like holds the position of chief revenue and strategy officer. We are told that WWE contingents met icon the contingent met with Campbell for several hours Monday a.m. We told. I know what I'm talking about. I already read that. It says among among the partners, excuse me, that that has that have been in the conversation. I have been in conversation. I have has been in the conversation. Have been Amazon and Disney. Amazon and Disney owns FX, which which it could be a possibility if they make that move to FX. And it also says in September it was announced that WWE SmackDown would be heading to USA, the USA Network, I should say, in October 2024, with the company producing for prime times primetime specials for NBC. It was also recently reported that TNA Wrestling would be in entering into a partnership with Endeavor to deliver the TNA Plus streaming service. And I have two questions to ask. What's your thoughts about who could be the question number one? Like what who what TV deal TV rights deal I should say. Which kind of TV rights deal did you? What kind of my bad. But yeah, what kind of TV rights deal is WWE gonna be? Is going to be where are they gonna have their TV rights deal with which TV broadcaster and what's and like a TV broadcaster and then And do you think that TNA is gonna do a crossover with WWE now? They're working on a partnership with Endeavor, and then also working on their TNA Plus streaming service as well. Let me know down. Let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to the next. We're gonna move on to some potential update on AEW's future ad, admit rumored WWE and BWE talks. There has been a potential update on AEW's future amid rumored rumored talks with between WWE and Warner Bros. Discovery. Today, it was reported that there had there had been talks between WWE and Warner Bros. Discovery ahead of Raw's upcoming rights renewal fees next year. You can you can see all the details on the rumored meeting between WWE and WBD here. Is that here? Like when you click on the link onto the other on the article I was just reading from, and I asked, where do you think that they're gonna have? Where do you think they're going to have where they're gonna be where they're gonna make Monday Night Raw their TV home? That's what I was trying to say. Like into a TV rights deal. But anyways, we're gonna be talking about what AEW thinks about that. Following the rumors, fans' minds went crazy with WBD being the current rights home for AEW and what this could mean for the future of the relationship. In an update from House of Wrestling, the the vibe give the vibe given is the AEW is in danger of not being renewed by WBD for TNT and TBS. One scenario given to a House of Wrestling was that WWE Raw would move to TNT or TBS with an AEW moving onto Discovery. Like to higher up sources in AEW said that the rumors were 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 news to them and were not something they had heard. With another saying that with another saying the the only person who really knows is David Z- Zach Z- Zaslaw Zaslaw Za- Zaslaw Zaslaw Zaslaw. Hope I pronounced that right. Anyways, it says uh, Wrestle Talk will provide any updates on the story as they become available. And what's your thoughts about AEW not knowing anything about any conversations about between WWE and WBD? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And I'll say, even if they did move Monday Night Raw to either TNT or TBS, it will be on a Monday, not on like Wednesday or Saturday or Friday. Well, at least I would say at least not on 9. I mean, yeah, I'm right. Like, yeah, not on Mondays, Fridays, or Saturdays. So even if they did made a TV rights deal, they BWD the WBD will probably be thinking like, we'll have two wrestling companies being on our channel, and we'll be noticed as the home of wrestling as well, like we do with basketball. Like they won't be thinking it's that much of a competition. It's like, and if they do, they'll probably thinking that it'll be for it's something interesting and something for fans to be invested in. So yeah, and the I think that the management in AEW, including Tony Khan himself, will be thinking the same way. Like saying like it's none of our business, and even if even if they do get a deal, a TV rights deal, none of it that matters. And also, it's only none of that matters because it's like you're only gonna be on their day, which is Monday nights. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. We got Roman we got some Roman Reigns news is to miss upcoming WWE Premium Live event. It says right here, an update has potentially emerged on Roman Reigns WWE schedule, with the tribal chief not included on a poster for an upcoming premium live event. The current WWE Undisputed Universal Champion has transitioned into a part-time star, so usually only step into the ring for major events. Despite this, Reigns has been left off the poster for an for an upcoming international premium live event set set to set to take place in 2024. WWE has now shared an initial poster for WWE Backlash 2024, which will air from the LDLC arena in in Greater Lyon, France in May. Seven notable names are featured on the poster, which you can see down below. It shows the likes of Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair, Randy Orton. All all are potentially featured on the graphic. Dominic Mysterio is also shown on the poster, receiving an RKO from Randy Orton, of course. Roman Reigns is notably absent from this lineup, which would suggest which suggests that he won't be competing at the event in France. Reigns was also not featured on the graphic for for the May 3rd go home edition of SmackDown ahead of Backlash. Of course, the card is always subject to change, like, and anything could happen between now and May. And he said, but but with but with Reigns currently acting as one of the faces of the company, WWE usually advertises Reigns for events he attending in 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 and in advance. Reigns last competed at Reigns last competed at the Crown Jewel Premium Live event in November, defeating LA Knight, like, to retain his WWE Undisputed Universal title. The Tribal Chief will also make a WWE TV return on Friday, December 15th episode of SmackDown. What's your thoughts on who's going to be, and what's your thoughts on who, like, on why they took off Roman Reigns onto the Backlash poster? Is he gonna make an appearance on the event and even being in a match, or do you not think so? Which I would think that he, like, which I said before, like, Cody Rhodes will finish the story and finally beat the Tribal Chief on next year's WrestleMania, and then Roman Reigns will try to get a and in my opinion, he'll probably try to get a rematch from Cody, but Cody will successfully retain his, like, will successfully retain the championship as the championship with I mean, what was that? Oh yeah, like, which he'll successfully which will successfully retain, and then we'll see Roman Reigns perhaps go to Raw, and he'll also be in a program with CM Punk there, and then Cody Rhodes will be a SmackDown wrestler with Randy Orton. And I see exactly where this is going. Like, we see Randy Orton signing the SmackDown contract, and we can see some story built with the Viper and the American Nightmare. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below, and also, this is a sign, and could be a sign that Roman Reigns is gonna lose his Universal title by by April, because if he's not on the, but then again, it could be he's not showing up, and he could retain and not show up for the undisputed champion, not to defend his undisputed championship for for against nobody until probably the next month, like, whether if it's Night of Champions or Super Showdown or whatever it could be, or whatever the next pay per view will be in June. But we'll see in 2024, and I believe Cody Rhodes will win the undisputed championship, and he's gonna finish that story, and then he's gonna start a new one with perhaps, like, by facing the Viper himself for the WWE Undisputed Championship. That's my prediction. Like, they're gonna be fighting over that championship at the Backlash pay per view. But let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is we got some updates on WWE stable name, and it says right here there has been an update on the new name for a WWE stable after confusion was was caused following a recent trademark filing on this week's episode of WWE NXT. The new name of the stable, featuring Drew Gulak, Damon Kemp, Charlie Dempsey, and Miles Bourne, was revealed. The faction on NXT was named as the No Quarter Catch Crew. And yeah, I remember they just mentioned them because because four men challenged Dragon Lee to an open challenge match, which they'll reveal who's going to be the participant of one of the members into the group. Which who you think is going to be? Let me know in the comments. I would say it could be. I'm thinking it's either Drew Gulak or Charlie Dempsey. They look like a kind of guy that would win, that would be a mid card champion in general. Like whether if they're in a faction or not. But anyways, this which where like but anyways, where's the which then caused the confusion came when the trademark for the group's name was filed, being listed as no quarter catch no quarter catch club no quarter catch club rather than crew. However, the group's name has now seemingly been finalized as WWE has since filled the correct trademark by going for Nor Quarter Catch Crew on December 13th. Like the following description, like accompanied the fill the filling. It said, according on to onto this news, like entertainment services, like namingly wrestling ex- exhib- exhibitions, like and performances by a professional wrestler and entertainer, re, ren, rendered and through broadcast media, including television and radio, and via the internet or commercial online service, provide providing wrestling news and information via a global computer network, providing information in the fields of sports and entertainment via an online community portal, like providing a website in the field of sports entertainment, information fight club, fan club, services, namely, like organization, like sporting events in the field of wrestling for wrestling fan club members, organization social entertainment, like um, events like of entertainment like purposes of wrestling fans club and members and providing online newsletters in the fields like of sports entertainment, online journals, newly blogs in the field of sports entertainment.
That's where it is. And peanut butter.
One one member of the one member of the group
This is for here. I better go up now.
one member of the group is set to challenge Dragon Lee for the NXT North American Championship next week on on next week's NXT show. When I just said that, like because because Gulak and his crew bumped into Dragon Lee. It's where he kind of congratulated him. And then this is where he asked for a challenge, like face one of the four men. And then Dragon Lee said, "All right, which one of you guys gonna be?" And in response to that, like they didn't know for sure. They said you're just gonna have to wait until 7 days from then. Which which now that's 5 days from now because that happened 2 nights ago. And what's your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, what you thought about Drew Gulak finally having a group name, which they're called the No Quarter Catch Club. And I need to rename them that faction on WWE 2K23. Now it's been official. They have a faction name. It's the No Quarter Catch Club. Yeah, again, let me know in the comments down below. We got some So we got former wrestling promotion being revived, which a former wrestling promotion may be set to be revived following a recent trademark filing, filing like from a WWE uh, alpha alpha affiliate yeah, and it says WWE Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes opened and ran the Turnbuckle Championship wrestling uh, wrestling wrestling between 2000 and 2003, and the company may be set for a potential revival. On November 30th, the American the Nightmare Factory headed up by Dusty's son Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall filed. I thought that filed, but that's only one L. So filed for the trademark on the name of the promotion. The following description accompanied the filing, like mark for turnbuckle champion championship wrestling, like trademark registration intended to cover the 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 cat like I covered the categories of hats, shirts, and even bananas. But not banana. I mean, but bananas. Yeah, bandanas, shirt and shorts, like sleeves, skirts, or shirts, like sleeve shirts. Yeah, if I'm saying skirts, I mean sleeve shirts. Uh, like sweatshirts, hoodies, like and hooded sweatshirts and 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 enter and entertainment in the nature of wrestling contests, like entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibits, uh, and performances by a professional wrestler and entertainment services, namely live appearances by a professional wrestler and sports entertainment services, newly personal appearances by a professional wrestler and sports entertainment services, newly televised a- appearances by a professional wrestler and sports entertainer, providing rest providing wrestling news and information via a global computer network, providing online interviews like featuring a professional wrestling and sports entertainment personality in the field of professional wrestling and sports entertainment, like for entertainment purposes. Cody is obviously currently on the biggest is obviously one of the biggest stars in WWE with the American Nightmare fact with or the Nightmare Factory being featured on WWE television numerous times during Cody Rhodes' video packages. QT Marshall recently announced his re, re, resig, resignation resignation from AEW with him set to become a free agent on January 1st. Something like a certain salt of the earth and devil, self-proclaimed devil and AEW world, the current AEW world champion, uh, was set to expire his contract, but it seemed like he extended it. So it looks like we'll see one AEW name that's going to be perhaps leaving in January 1st, but it won't be the current AEW World Champion. Well, at least not at this time, of course. But what do you think about KT Marshall trying to revive Dusty Rhodes' old wrestling promotion called Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling, which is it's either TCW or TBCW. It depends if you include, if of course, if you consider including B in Turnbuckle, which I don't think that'll be the case. So I'll say TCW. What you thought about QT Marshall reviving TCW, and do you think that Cody Rhodes will have some things to do with this, or do you think it's going to be all QT Marshall and then Cody Rhodes is going to continue being just only on WWE, and he's exclusively training on his in his Nightmare Factory training facility. Sound off in the comments down below, which I believe which I believe will probably see a couple appearances with Cody Rhodes for the fact that his father used to been the owner of the promotion of Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling. But yeah, let's move on to the next wrestling news, which is up next. We got some absent AEW star to return at World's End. An AEW commentator, uh, AEW commentator and WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross has provided a health update and he hope of an imminent on-screen return. Ross previously revealed in early November that he would be taking some time away from AEW due to health issues as his leg had continued to bother him. He he has now opened up about further health issues on the Grilling JR podcast, revealing I I I gotta go see and to Emma M and I guess M in logic logist uh, lo, lo, logist what because we're finding out that my vision is somewhat blurred at the time, so we're gonna get my going to get my eyes checked, and then like eyes checked. Like I'm good today, and I might be good tomorrow, but I'm not good all the time. I want to be good all the time. It's a lot of moving parts, Connie. Connie, I really do appreciate all the fans on social media, because I read the tweets and I really appreciate the support. It's heartwarming. It's meaningful. I'm not bull sugar honey iced teaing. Nobody Ross no nobody. Ross explained that he is continuing to take in insult insulin shots shots and what's the maintaining his diet, having previously discussed his dangerous high blood sugar, saying that the 400 count was diabetic seizure time, and he would explain the the impact his medication has has had on him in positive terms. Added medicines that have been described described prescribed to me are working mentally. I feel like I'm I'm back in the hunt. I com competitively as for a return to AEW. Ross Ross has more guarded about that, going on to say, I have no idea like what my future is at AEW. I have no clue. I I too I have no clue. To be very frank about it, I'm not I'm not worried about yay or yay or nay. My work should stand on its own after 50 years, like for God's sake, seriously. So sometimes I worry too much about I worry about what which worry too much. Like I think it's just a matter of being an alpha male, like and wanting to do whatever it is on my terms. And I understand that's not always possible, but I do appreciate all the feedback. It's very meaningful to me. I appreciate everybody's support and their love. Co co-host Conrad Conrad Thompson would ask Jim Ross like to predict when he would be ready to return to AEW with the WWE Hall of Famer replying, "Well, well, sooner than later. I know that's not a very good answer. Uh, a date I had at the corner of my eye and thought about the pay-per-view World's End on December 30th in Long Island, New York, the hometown of MJF, of course. That's a hope that I would be enough and able to work to the level that I need to work. No, I don't have a date. It's just hard to plan. I don't want to myself set myself up for disappointment. Like if like I said, if I say I'm gonna do something, and I say I'm gonna do it, then it's gonna get done. But I can't commit to that right now because I still got some ongoing health issues like that need to be addressed, and they are being addressed. As I mentioned like moments ago, it's just a process, man. He would conclude his thoughts by discussing the passing of his wife and needing something to love, saying, "As long as my heart beating beating that blood, I want to be involved in some way because I still love the wrestling business. It's cruel sometimes. It's challenging more often than not. For some reason, it's what I love, and now that Jan's gone, I need something to love. I, I'm not being funny here. I need to make sure I got something in the works to fill that void. Returning to the possibility of a AEW at returning at AEW Worlds in December. Ross conclude saying, "I'm thinking that's one goal. I guess you could say I don't know what I know would be my radar. Like like no doubts about that. Like largely that's up to Tony Khan and what he wants me to do and getting approval from the doctor so I can travel okay. I can I deal with the swelling and all this other sugar honey iced tea. I've just gotten used to the pain, and I've gotten used I got used to the discomfort. Ross also revealed that his upcoming book business is business is about to pick up is available to pre-order with an anticipated release date of 26 March 2024. And what's your thoughts on and what do you think? And do you think that Jay and Jim Ross is going to make his return onto the commentary desk, behind the commentary desk, I should say, at World's End, or is it going to be on a later date sooner? And and I want to wish him a speedy recovery, and also I did not know that his wife has passed, which I want to send my condolences to him and his family at the sad, unfortunate time. And and I want to wish you the best and hope for you return in the commentary desk. I when you once you're ready, of course. Yeah, no rushing, no forcing, no yeah whatever. Yeah, like yeah, wish you the best and wishing you a safe return into in your commentary role in all elite wrestling, of course. Yeah, and we're gonna move on to the next news, which is some Chris Jericho news that he reveals interest interesting WWE fact, and they said, and this is what the AEW star had to say while revealing an interesting what's that a sta- a, s- a statist a, sta- a statistic from his time in WWF in the in the changeover to WWE. Chris Jericho was one of many to top stars in the WWF back in 2002 when the company officially changed its name to WWE. The change took place in May of 2002 and May of 2002 and Jericho has now reveal a fun fact about his time in the company. Taking to Instagram, Jericho shared the card for a live event from May 5th, 2002, the final show ever held under the WWF name. Jericho was in the of the main event of the show, challenging Hulk Hogan for the WWF Championship. He wrote, "He's here's a fun fact. I just I just found I just found out that at the very first, at the very, I mean, the very last WWF show ever on May 5th, 2002, was headlined by by yours truly, Chris Jericho, versus Hulk Hogan for the WWF Championship. I, if you would, if you would have told us, if you were told a 16-year-old me that this was gonna happen, I would have laughed in your face and probably quoted a Hulk Hogan promo from Saturday Night Main Event, like life is amazing sometimes, like WWE, sometimes WWE, like Jericho is now competing in AEW, with he and Kenny Omega set to challenge Big Bill and Ricky Starks for the AEW World Tag Team Championship at AEW World's End, which I mentioned that, and it's gonna be the rest. It's gonna be December the 30th, and I just talked about that on my AEW Dynamite review yesterday. Make sure you check that out for those who are interested. Of course, not forcing, not making you, but yeah, you get the point. But yeah, But yeah, what's your thoughts about Chris Jericho saying he headlined a live event house show he, the last time like WWE was called WWF in May 5th of 2002, until they changed the name to WWE due to legal issues with that Nature Federation uh, company, like that and claim that they're copyrighting the initials of WWF. But also, yeah, what's your thoughts about this very true statistic about this match against Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship back in 2002 in the latest stage of the Attitude Era? And then yeah, and if you had a time machine and tell Chris Jericho that, he would probably laugh at you, like me main eventing a WWE show against Hulk Hogan for against him for the WWE title. Like don't get too. He probably say don't get too crazy or don't get too ridiculous or something like that. In his like with his age, like, and I was like, but yeah, if you can find a time machine, you could tell him that, like for those wrestling marks out there, which I wouldn't suggest it because I don't want to change anything in time. But yeah, that's very funny though. How ironic it can be.
Hey, Julie.
Yeah.
We're about to leave, so I'm gonna leave this door open because baby's gonna be.
Okay,
here.
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you go ahead. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. And you're welcome as well.
What's up, Grandpa? We're going to smoke something. This is my last chance to be able to do it.
But yeah, let me know about that in the comments down below. And also, I forgot to show you a photo about the tribal chief not making any appearances on this coming this upcoming year's May pay-per-view of Backlash, which it does not show Roman Reigns on the picture. And you can see right, and even at the bottom, with Randy Orton hit an RKO on Dominic Mysterio. But yeah, what's your take on it? Let's move on to the next wrestling news. And this is some AJ Lee kind of news. As WWE name compares Rising Star to AJ Lee. And I think this is the same one from a day or two ago, like which was from I believe was WrestleZone. Yeah. Which it's yeah, and it is. It says current WWE name has compared a rising star to in the company to AJ Lee following their recent return to television. At, at NXT Deadline, Cora Jade made her return to WWE television after 4 months away, attacking NXT Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria when she confronted the the Women's Iron Survivor winner Blair Davenport, and then Cora Jade returned to NXT like the day that CM Punk made a appearance on the show with Cora being very well known as a fan of both CM Punk and his wife AJ Lee when AJ Lee younger. Like speaking on his Hall of Fame podcast, the WWE Hall of Famer Booker T uh, commented on Cora Cora comparing her to AJ. He said, you could tell she's a star, right? Like you could tell she's going to be like a player in the business. You you know, even when she gets the main roster, gets to the main roster, there is something about Cora that just stands out. She's different from most of the girls. Like on the on the roster, she reminds me of a AJ Lee. So much you know what I mean. I mean, she really does. She reminds me of that firecracker. Like that was just unapologetic. Like, and I'm a go out and do it like this, like whether you like it or not, type girl, like type girls. You know. So I'm glad Cora is back because she's always been one of my favorites. Like everybody needs to work on certain things. I can't wait to get her under my my tutelage, like a little bit, and get her on a a film study one day, and work with her because she does a lot of things, but always it's always certain things you can work on. And what's your thoughts about Booker T's comparison about uh Cora Jade being like the next AJ Lee in the business, which I think she could be, but also Roxanne Perez, I think she could also be a next AJ Lee herself too, if been given the chance, of course. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below. And let's move on to this is where we have Dominic Mysterio replaced by WWE star. It says WWE Raw star Dirty Dominic Mysterio has found himself being replaced by another rising WWE star recently. Back at NXT Deadline, Dominic was scheduled to defend his NXT North American Championship against Wesley. However, Wesley was removed from the match after suffering an injury that would require surgery, being replaced by SmackDown star Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee went on to defeat Mysterio, uh, beginning his first reign as the NXT North American champion. And his first championship reign was kind of was was a reign of any kind in WWE. However, it seems as though Dominic may be done with NXT for the time being, as the like he has found himself being replaced by Dragon Lee on the banner of the NXT show on WWE.com. And it says he said Dragon Lee made his appearance for first appearance of the of of the North American Championship on this week's episode of NXT, and with him defeating Tyler Bate in the match. Like Lee is set to defend uh, uh, against a member of the newly named No Quarter Catch crew on next week's episode of the show, I should say. And what's your thoughts about this? About Dragon Lee replacing them on the WWE.com banner of NXT, which is right here. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And it looks like he's going to be done for now, at least for now, and he's going to be full time on Raw, I suppose. I'm not what's it Raw. I mean, yeah, I'll be exclusively only on Raw at the time being. But anyways, AEW star hilariously reacts to claims they are dating Lizzo, which onto this article say a popular AEW star has hilariously reacted to social media claims that they're dating famous musician Lizzo. Kota Ibushi finally made his AEW debut during this year's Blood and Guts match when he teamed with the Elite to face the Blackpool Combat Club team. And what? Ibushi has competed in multiple matches for the company since he moved over to the United States. But one thing he hasn't done is find love with a major musical artist. With one Twitter account alleged that Ibushi has begun dating pop sensation Lizzo. Ibushi shoot responded shooting the rumors down in a hilarious fashion. He said, "Picture is it not okay?" And he said, I may be rude, but who is this person? Who's this person? Who is this person? Wrestler? Which obviously he's not from America. Which I'm not saying like in a racist kind of way. I'm saying like he don't know anything about music in America. Not that much about music. I'm saying like in an honest perspective. Like I understand where he's coming from because like like who's this musician? Like the reason why I know I'm about her because I've seen her in music awards and while playing music and listening to her on the radio, which I'll say I only like one of her songs, but I'm not really that much of a fan of Lizzo. But I'll say one of her songs. She's very like it's very entertaining to listen. But yeah, he's more of a wrestling kind of guy rather than a music kind of person. Yeah. So I'm not saying that. But anyway, Ibushi recently took part in the Like a Dragon Street fight on AEW Dynamite, where he teamed with Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho and Paul White to defeat the Don Callis family. Ibushi was officially announced as All Elite following the street fight. Like Ibushi returned to the ring earlier this year, like after being out of action in over a year, with a serious shoulder injury he suffered in the finals of the G1 Climax in 2021. And there's the picture of the post right here. Wrestling marks. And there's the picture of it right here. Like, yeah, how silly. How can this be even news? Like, yeah. Like, where did this came from? Like, when Kota Ibushi is in a relationship. Like, who told this user, the sidekick, or super kick, not the sidekick, the super kick, my apologies for the tongue tie. I understand why tongue tied, where that came from. The super kick, I don't know where this came from either. Like with him dating Lizzo, like who told him that he was who told this guy that Kota Ibushi was dating Lizzo when he didn't even announce it himself? Like, but anyways, let's move on to the next news, which is we got some AEW Fight Forever news now as new Elite game mode added to AEW Fight Forever. And it says right here, a new game mode a new game mode has been added to AEW Fight Forever console game with the DLC mode now available to play. Like AEW games has now added to beat the beat the elite mode to Fight Forever following the game's initial launch in June 2023. And it says in this mode, players will play off against 10 random wrestlers back to back. The 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 final wrestler will be a member of the elite faction who will act who will act like who will act who will act as the final boss for the mode. New trailer for the game mode has been shared on Twitter, showing a gameplay of the mode, explaining the mode. Like AEW Games shared the following. It says Beat the Elite DLC has arrived in AEW Fight Forever. in the new highly competitive Beat the Elite gameplay mode, like Fight Forever players face will face 10 random AEW talents. Like the last match will always be against a wrestler from the Elite. Win all 10 matches, and you will be rewarded with in-game cup cup items. Cosmetic items. Beat the Elite is available now on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC and Nintendo Switch. To to follow to follow, you can also get the Beat the Elite DLC as part of the season pass. Season pass 2, I should say. And here's the video of the post. Let me get a zoom in video of it. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay, let's see. Where's the video? Here it is. Here's the video of it.
Beat all the wrestlers and earn a prize.
And make sure you get y'all's copies today of the DLC pack for those who remember. Make sure you get your DLC of Beat the Elite on your AEW games on your respective consoles, whether that be in PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, wherever console you have the game on, and make sure you check it out. And what y'all's thoughts about the elite beat the elite beat the elite mode on AEW Fight Forever, which now it's available on Fight Forever. Yeah, which now available. Which I heard a couple weeks ago about this, and I totally forgot about it. Which I need to get this DLC so I can start playing it myself and tell you how was my experience of playing this game. But for those who are going to be playing that, let me know about that in the comments down below. Let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is you got some CM or you got Top Star discusses. Yes, you got some CM Punk news now. As Top Star discusses bigger pictures surrounding his return, I should say, in WWE, of course. Drew McIntyre continued to make his feelings about CM Punk's return to WWE clear, saying he sees the bigger picture. Punk made his return at Survivor Series at Survivor Series a month ago. And has featured across WWE brands, including appearing at NXT Deadline. It was also recently revealed that CM Punk had visited the WWE Performance Center to train and hold court with the NXT talent there. Drew McIntyre had rather explosive response to CM Punk's return to WWE, storming out of the ring and leaving the venue of Survivor Series. It was later reported that the reaction wasn't to a situation bordered than Punk. Like, but McIntyre has since shared his feelings on Punk's return on WWE's The Bump, saying, "I obviously will recognize he's big for the business. He's huge. He's a huge name. He draws a lot of eyeballs. That's very clear when you just look at the numbers. I'm a bigger picture person. I tend to use that crime criminology degree and look at beyond all reasonable doubt. I look at the evidence, and I'm not going to go into great details right now because now is not the time. But what I said on Raw is there are so there are so few people on the current roster that have been on the same roster as him for years and years. I signed I signed I signed when I was 22. I I was 22. I was actually 21 when I signed, but I was on television like when when I was 22. When I was 22 in 2007, I spent I Like I spent years. I spent years. I was around the person. I I know the person. I know the person. I I know what he's truly like. I'm aware. It's cool. It doesn't know. It does. It does numbers. That's awesome. For right now, I'm going to wait and see right now because I can't control who gets signed and who doesn't, who signs and who doesn't. I have stories. I'm going to keep them to myself, and in the future, if we cross paths, like I ain't the same guy I was in 2010. I'm a lot bigger, smarter, more experienced, and I'll drop his ass. CM Punk announced he was home on Raw during the Raw December 11th episode edition of in addition to declaring himself for the Royal Rumble spot. Commenting on the newly signed WWE Raw star, McIntyre said that Punk would destroy the the brand from the inside. But what's your thoughts about Drew McIntyre thinking like this is probably also for the business and what's best for business, but he know who Punk really is, like Seth Rollins, and perhaps the second guy that's not happy that Punk's back. Like if considering he stormed out of the Allstate Arena when it was the rumors were true about CM Punk returning and hell froze over and and instantly left when he got his belongings from the locker room. But what's your thoughts on to, but yeah, what's your stuff on I mean not what's your stuff, what I'm saying. I mean, what's your thoughts on Drew McIntyre about he's going to destroy his ass and then he's gonna prevent him from destroying the inside of the Raw brand before he even have a chance to do it. Like he's gonna before he had a chance to do it. But I'm not sure if he's gonna destroy the brand, and I'm not sure even if he would, I'm not sure if McIntyre will prevent him of doing so. But but yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below, and what do you think what we're gonna see in the foreseeable future with in the foreseeable future with the Chicago made star and the Scottish Warrior. Do you think we're going to see him in some kind of a programming? Which I don't think we will, but like at least at this time. But I think don't rule it out in 2024. Like when they go head to head, like into some kind of a dream match, something that we really haven't seen them do in the future. But we're gonna we're gonna stay tuned on what's gonna be next for both men in their time in their run on WWE in the Raw brand. Let's move on to the next one, which will be okay. Let's move on to the next news. Like, but yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on McIntyre. Like, not really so fond of CM Punk because when he signed with him in 2007, at the age of 20, at the age of 22 or about to be 22, he he had his fair share of experience. Up next, we got some Tony Khan news. Now, anyway, says retired AEW name uh wants one more match, and it says AEW commentator Jim Ross has commented on the possibility of Nigel McGuinness fa- uh, of, fa- of lacing up his boots one more time. McGuinness hasn't competed in a ring since December 2011 at APWA, like like third annual holiday Grand Prix, during his retirement tour. His career would see him undertake multiple runs in Ring of Honor, as well as t- uh, spent time in TNA wrestling. Through his never through he never competed in a WWE ring. He would announce his retirement, and then Nigel McGuinness did a retirement tour in 2011, having who never wrestled in the WWE ring. WWE would sign McGuinness in 2016, joining the companies as the commentators he until he got released in October 2022. Which I remember him being a commentator for both SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK even. Like so, yeah. Like only thing I remember him being a commentator, especially a co-commentator with Mauro Ronaldo, which he's no longer in the company. He left back in 2020, like to be in a to being on box like commentating for boxing events. But yeah, let me excuse me. Let me know in the comments down below, like about that as well. But yeah, he would sign with AEW in April 2023 and serves as the company's commentator, like commentary team for Collision, alongside Kevin Kelly and Jim Ross. Ross recently addressed the potential of return match for McGuinness, like on the Grilling JR podcast, saying I enjoy I enjoy working with Kevin Kelly and Nigel. Nigel's getting really good. Like not that Kevin isn't, but Nigel is kind of a new corner in the world. He and he's doing a great job. I enjoy working with him. He's fun. He's a good guy, and he's more like starting to be like an AEW version of Corey Graves, of course. But anyways, it says, I know he wants to have one more match somewhere down the road, and I hope he gets it. I saw online the other day, Connie, where Brian Danielson said he and Nigel would be a hell of a match at Wembley Stadium at All In. And it says Danielson had discussed the possibilities of a match with McGuinness, hope for Wembley Stadium as the venue. As previously noted, Danielson and McGuinness have not shared the ring since their final Ring of Honor match in September of 2009 at Glory by Honor, where Danielson was the victor. as McGinnis for McGinnis, he spends considerable amount of time ripping ripping into Danielson on commentary because almost 15 years the last time they faced Danielson won and perhaps this could be a storyteller right here. Like hopefully we do see this in 2024 because considering it's been 15 years like since the since they had that match and it could be 15 years that they have their next match like or their latest match I should say. What do you excuse me? What do you guys think about McGinnis stepping back in the ring and facing Danielson again, and perhaps at Wembley Stadium? Do you think it's going to be at AEW's All In upcoming All In pay per view? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But I think it will be at Wembley Stadium at AEW All In, like, and also for the fact that AE, and also considering that and also considering that Tony Khan. Considering that everybody's calling for it, and also, yeah, it's been that long since Nigel McGuinness has facing him since then, and also this will be a really good dream match to watch, and this is something that I do not want to miss. Hopefully, Hopefully, I would either go to the show or even watch the pay per view. Only time will tell. Which I'll say, at least watch it on the pay per view site, like of ordering it, and then watching it right onto my either of my devices, whether if it's my phone, computer, or or even uh, or even my brother's TV, of course. Yeah, but yeah, only time will tell when like if Nigel McGuinness. Do you think he's gonna? And for those Nigel McGuinness fans out there, do you think Nigel's gonna come back and have one more match, and go back into retirement, or do you think he's gonna stay retired for the rest of his life, like from a very legendary career in his own rights, of course. I want y'all Nigel McGuinness fans let me know about that in the comments down below. I think it'll be probably a classic and a clinic if he wrestled on there. Even though I'm not the biggest Nigel McGuinness fan, but I remember like watching him from his days on SmackDown and NXT by being co commentators with Mauro Ranallo. But let's move on to the next one. We're gonna end this news about Grayson Waller shares honest thoughts on CM Punk's WWE return. Grayson Waller has hinted at a feud against CM Punk with the SmackDown star interested in testing himself against the former WWE champion, with the likes of Shawn Michaels and The Miz predicting that Waller will become a WWE main event star. The Aussie the Aussie talent had quite the spotlight on him when he joined the main roster. Waller Waller made his SmackDown in-ring debut against the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Famer, facing off against the rated R superstar Edge, which he's now his real name, Adam Copeland, in a singles action in July. Speaking with Justin LeBar of Busted Open Radio, Waller recalled watching Punk's promo on the December 8th edition of SmackDown, and in talking with Punk after his on-screen appearance. He said, wanting to test his in-ring in-ring and promo skills like against Punk, like Waller said. Like it's a great to have Punk. It's great to have Punk back, like because obviously he's a big name. He's a big star. I got I got to sit down backstage at SmackDown last Friday and sit in the gorilla position and watch him. And not sit down with it. I mean, sit down in gorilla position, watch him go out and talk. It's different vibe. Like for me personally, I'm not going to go and ask for advice and kiss his arse. Like that's that's not who I am, but I am going to sit back and watch him do it, and I'm going to take some notes like in my head. That promo he did on Friday, like especially hearing the live crowd and and, and everything was cool. I like everything was cool. I saw Punk backstage at SmackDown like Friday, and I'm going to leave it there. I don't think anyone needs to know what that uh, interreaction was. Let's just say we talked. And he said, I was I was at NXT last night doing doing some stuff, and he was there like talking to all the young guys, giving them feedback, giving them advice. So coming he's coming back, and he's doing everything he can to help. But Grayson Waller's not that guy. Grayson Waller's not the guy I want to sit back and hear his advice. I I don't want I don't want to wear his merch shirts. I don't want to put up a video of me at 12 years old, at 12 years old telling Punk he's the best. That's not who I am. Like I I want to test myself against him, and not just in the ring, but on the mic, because that guy's one of the best in of the best of all time. So I appreciate what you've done for the business, but I I'm not but I am not here to I'm not here to be your fanboy. I'm here to be a competitor. Like unfortunately for Waller, like Punk has now signed with Raw, so he will competing exclusively or like exclusively on the red brand uh, in theory, of course. And do you think that we will have a program with the Aussie Icon and the Best in the World, in the between in the timeline in WWE, like 2024 perhaps, like with Grayson Waller moving to Raw, or even CM Punk moving to SmackDown? What's your thoughts? Let me know about your thoughts in the comments down below. And that's in all right, guys. That was your your list of the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know, like on the Wrestle Talk article. And which wrestling news stories was your favorite out of this list? Please make sure to leave a comment down below. And also, if you like this video, please hit a big thumbs up, subscribe, click the bell notifications so you can be the first one to know when I upload my latest video. And also, I'm gonna be making, yeah, of course, I'm gonna be making my episode 176th episode of the SNA podcast, which will be part 67 of the wrestling news video, where I'm gonna be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from I would say wrestling. I would say from the Fightful article. Yeah, from Fightful article, like on December 15th, 2023. And also we have episode 177, 178 episodes of the SNA podcast as well later on that evening, which will be the Blue Brand of WWE, WWE Friday Night SmackDown review, part 18, along with AEW Rampage part 18. We're going to talk about what exactly went down for those shows. Make sure to stay tuned for that as well later on that evening. But also, yeah, I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, on this 175th episode of the SNA podcast, which ranking wrestling news part 66. And I'll see you all tomorrow night, and hopefully y'all have a great Thursday afternoon. And I'll see you guys later. See you guys on the next news, on the next wrestling news. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, out. Bye-bye, my SNA fans. See you tomorrow afternoon.